Memoirs of Beloved Mary, Mother of Jesus. Chapter 7. An Address by Beloved Mary, Mother of Jesus, October 1st, 1954. On More about holding Immaculate Concept, Description of Compound, Sleeper's Realm and Earthbound, Mary's petition to Great Karmic Board for assistance to these realms and assistance for incoming children. Dearly beloved and blessed children of the one eternal God, how grateful I am to be the bearer of good tidings of great joy into your worlds and into your consciousnesses, to bring a lift to your sweet spirits and hope to your worlds for accomplishment which has stirred the hearts of the heavenly hosts. Beloved ones, do you know what it means to be the bearer of good tidings? Do you know what it is to have lips that always carry words of comfort, confidence, hope, and faith, as well as feelings that always convey the radiation of grace and blessedness, so that everywhere you move upon the planet, Earth, the world is the richer for your presence? That is the state in which we abide, a most comfortable one, a most glorious and happy one. In this way, one becomes a grail through which the unsullied spirit of the universal first cause may flow and radiate forth to bless life everywhere. I am always so grateful to the source of life, the great Father, Mother God of the universe, for the opportunity of being an outpost of His gracious self and of His gracious complement. I ask always that through my radiation, being, and world, I may magnify the Lord and magnify His gifts to the people of earth or to the inner realms where I abide, magnifying always His graciousness, His kindness, mercy, and His ever-presence. For this I was born and have being, and for this do I yet live to minister to those who wish to know the Lord. In that knowing, touching the hem of my garment, they find freedom, freedom of mind, of body, and of spirit. Today I bring to you my life in the name of my Lord, the glorious healing flame from the heart of the universal, and the mighty peace that does surpass the understanding of the mind, as well as all of those virtues of which you so much desire active possession, that they may be a spiritual nourishment for you. I am giving you these blessings since you no longer desire to magnify the things of the world, the shadows of human creation, but desire at last to magnify the magnificence of your presence and the glory of your divine plan, standing revealed, God Master, in dignity and in light. Beloved ones, for many, many ages, my particular evolution has had to do with the power of holding the Immaculate Conception, as the phrase is used in the Orthodox world. I would like to discuss this briefly before I share with you some of the magnificent activities taking place tonight. I ask you to be my guests, entering into these inner spheres, and there with me use your own sweet energies to help us in our cause. So if you will bear with me as I digress for a moment to that subject which is dear to my heart, I shall proceed. If you choose individually to apply this same power of concentration, it will bring you great freedom. Your consciousness is your workroom. Your consciousness is the cup which is created by everything that you know and experience in the mental, emotional, etheric, and physical worlds. Beloved ones, many of your consciousnesses are like homes that have not been lived in for many years. You know what it looks like when the chairs are shrouded, the cobwebs gather, and when the various solidified concepts and thought forms of the years have settled down. The consciousness then just externalizes that which you have accepted by use over and over again. Now, as a mother, I come to you to give a complete house cleaning, to sweep out all of that solidified consciousness of distress, limitation, age, financial lack, and to help you set up a beautiful new home into which you may invite the Christ Spirit. Will you help me now in this joyous experience? Long before I took the ministry in which I was to mother the beloved Jesus, I had to learn to control the power by first creating a perfect thought form from universal light. I had to learn to energize that thought form by the rhythmic release of love to keep it alive, so that it did not disintegrate. Then I had to protect it by my own etheric radiation from the intrusion of external forces that would seek to destroy it. That substance is very pliable, easily returning to the unformed unless it is held by the mental body and nourished rhythmically by the feelings. So through many, many ages in the great temples of the elementals, first I learned and then I taught how to create a perfect form. I learned how to pour the feelings once an hour rhythmically, or once a day, whatever rhythm was set up, into that form. Then I learned how to hold a heart around it. That heart made of etheric substance so that the thought form could not be dissolved by pressures from without. At the time when we were given the opportunity to volunteer to help in the great Christian ministry, this training enabled me to apply to Lord Maitreya for the great honor of becoming the mother and the guardian of the Christ. In a previous address, I have told you in detail how I was required to hold the Immaculate Concept, the perfect divine form, in my mind for 3 hours, nourishing it by my love and by my feelings. During this time, there was directed at me from the great initiator every conceivable concentrated activity to try to take my attention, not only by disturbing pressures, but by the things I loved most. Anything to draw my attention away from the holding of that concept. At the end of that 3 hours, I was given the opportunity to become the mother and guardian, the protector of our blessed Jesus. After his birth, many might think that I could then have relinquished that strong guard, the immaculate concept of that body, of that mind, and of those sensitive and beautiful feelings. However, it was even more necessary then to hold the guard. You see, in the infant and very early stages of growth, the Holy Christ self of an individual is not yet in enough control of the vehicle to hold the guard for him. Then, I was unascended. People look back through the ages at the glamour of yesterday, and this human tendency has made the early Christian dispensation take on an unreal aspect. Yet when we lived, when we walked along the dusty roads, when with gratitude we refreshed ourselves from the cold well, when we protected ourselves as best we could from the heat of the midday sun, we were people like yourselves, with consciousnesses and senses open to the mass mind. In those days, we saw many, many activities of the outer world, many distresses of the flesh and of the mind, from which the West is now protected by the progress of civilization. We saw many dying with leprosy, bodies withering away on every hand, and poverty, the like of which you do not see in the West today, although you still see it in India and the East. All of these things were before us, not only before our eyes, but our constant attention. In that type of world we lived, Joseph and myself, and endeavored to raise this boy without allowing him to register this discord in the very sensitive vibratory action of his consciousness. If such imperfection did register on his consciousness and his feelings connected with it, then that imperfection would be externalized as a soiled spot on the garment of one who must remain immaculate in order to draw the cosmic currents necessary when his ministry began. When we went into Egypt, we were subject there, dear people, to a great many experiences which tested our faith and power of concentration, even beyond that which we knew in our natural home environment. Early one morning, I remember walking out of our small dwelling and looking toward the river Nile where Jesus was wont to play. I saw that beautiful boy in close proximity to the largest crocodile I had ever seen. The great creature's mouth was open. For a moment, I confess, I thought that perhaps this was the end of our dream, and yet I did not allow myself to let fear register, at least not for more than an instant. Then as I stood, do you know I realized that creature was smiling? A great toothy grin, and I was relieved. I did not even go down to the water to suggest that my boy come back to a place of comparative safety. I do confess, however, that I remained near the door as I looked upon them, holding the thought of his God protection until finally the crocodile went back into the water and swam away. My dear son, feeling nothing unusual about the experience, waved to me and went on his way. When one has a cosmic mission, it is difficult to keep from over-solicitude and yet maintain that terrific inner concentration and fidelity to the Immaculate Concept. It was difficult to see that small child going through the rigorous disciplines at Luxor. Those of you who have been in Egypt know something of the heat of that country during the day and know how carefully young children are guarded, especially during the hours of high noon, when the sun is at its zenith. Yet from early morning until well into the afternoon, when the sun was setting, I had to abide outside those temple courts, waiting for him. Sometimes when my son would come out, there would be beads of perspiration on his forehead and deep circles under his eyes. He was taking disciplines from which full-grown men and women have shrunk. Yet it was not for me to interfere. It was my obligation to give him complete freedom, and yet, in that freedom, to hold the concept in which there was no shadow of fear. When we recognized that he had received his own illumination, then Joseph, Jesus, and I found the trinity of action in magnifying the Lord of life, magnifying the power of God in every circumstance, even the smallest one, whether it was the requirement of bread for our table or the beast of burden to carry us back to Jerusalem and Judea. We always put it completely into the hands of our Lord, and together, a small family unit, we magnified the Lord's presence in the homely things of living. Jesus grew in that sense of comradeship with the Father God and in a great sense of relaxation in his ever-presence. It will be of such tremendous benefit and help to you if you can come to that same sense of rest in action, in a realization of the presence of God, ready to help you in your smallest, your slightest requirement, as well as in the greatest crisis of your life. Remember, dear children, the comradeship and friendship between you and your own individualized God presence, the mighty I Am, established in the homely tasks of life, build the momentums for you. Thus, in the great crises, you already have the faith, the fidelity, and the constancy of his mighty self. I never laid a table, never swept a floor, never planted a flower without so doing in the realization that it was the life of God that enabled me so to do, and I always did it to the glory of God. Everything we did all through our lives was done in his name, to his glory, and by his power. You too do everything by his power, but you must continually remind the outer conscious mind of it. When you so remind yourself enough, you will come to realize that God is not far off, but is the animating principle of your very self. Now tonight we have another opportunity to address the Great Karmic Board. I have been making a petition to them for some time for the assistance to be given incoming life streams. You know I am concerned with the creation of the heart, the sacred heart, in which lives the immortal threefold flame of life within each physical form. The body itself is drawn around that precious sacred heart. At the inner levels, we have a magnificent temple of the Sacred Heart. In the springtime, after the individuals have been chosen by the Karmic Board to incarnate within the next 12 months, all these souls come to our temple. We have a beautiful ceremony of benediction and blessing. Then together each soul and I take the best part of the elemental substance that the soul has to its credit, and we fashion the heart, which will be the chalice for the flame in the new earth body. Then these individuals wait in the inner realms until they are called for re-embodiment. Within the year, conception takes place on earth for each one, and they come into the world of form and physical birth. I have done this for many, many years, and I would like to say that the souls who have been free in the etheric body, enjoying the sojourn in the heavenly realms of such perfection, do not enjoy being encased again in the imperfect physical elements which they have earned. Some of these are very, very low in vibration, and the physical bodies into which some souls are called to incarnate would not be fit habitation for animals, as you know. It has always been a source of sadness to me to witness the high birth rate of those who are maimed, mentally retarded, and those who are without the full use of their members and faculties. I have asked over and over again for some way by which the Karmic Board and Great Cosmic Law could allow us to free souls from this necessity of coming back into such terrific distortions of mind and body. In July of this year, 1954, I again presented my petition of which I have just spoken. Now, in accord with the magnificent activities taking place at inner levels in which your energies are joined with ours, I am going to ask for assistance from the Karmic Board again tonight. I would like to take you now, just for a little while, into the inner realms. It rests you, and it is also a training in the projection of your consciousness from place to place. We are quite amazed how clearly you can picturize that which we describe and how vitally you act in those spheres to which we bring you. Last evening, beloved Serapis Babe brought an initiation to each of you. Some of you sensed it deeply, and some of you sensed it only in your inner bodies. Up to this time, the extent of your participation in the great work of the universal progress of the system had been to call for the granting of petitions and to make up various petitions yourselves. Now the great Sanat Kumara has said that you have achieved enough spiritual maturity to be able to contemplate the activities at inner levels, activities that must be set into motion by your calls to grant such a petition. After the address of our beloved Lord Michael the other evening, and your rendition of the songs and decrees, together with the magnificent calls for the releasing of dispensations, the Great Karmic Board said, "We shall test these people, tell them exactly what is involved in this petition for which they ask, and let us see the enthusiasm with which they will continue in their endeavor." We all waited with bated breath to see whether the glamour of an abstract petition would appeal when it meant actual work and effort. I am happy and grateful to tell you that your splendid response has brought smiles to the Karmic Board, happiness to our hearts, and great hope to us for the fulfilling of these petitions. I would like to tell you that in answer to your earnest calls, 12 beings from the compound have applied to enter the halls of karma and take their judgment. These are individuals whose rebellion was so great that they preferred to remain in the compound rather than take the suggestion, the discipline, or the necessary application to work on their own creation. They have remained there in a state of sullenness, previously refusing to enter the halls of karma for how many years, I would not tell you. The messengers from the Karmic Board are very beautiful beings. They wear the deep royal purple of Saint Germain and have emblazoned across the breast the scales of divine justice in perfect balance. They wear the 7-pointed crown upon their heads, and they carry with them scrolls bound in purple. which scrolls are the summons to the soul to appear before the Karmic Council. These Karmic brothers, as Serapis told you last evening, meet every soul that passes from the body. The conscious Chela who steps through the veil without even stopping to look back usually takes the scroll immediately from the hand of the messenger. These are the workers who wish to get their new assignments and get back into the activities of a new earth embodiment as quickly as possible. Then we have the great realm of the sleepers. When people pass from the body in an exhausted state, they go out into this beautiful realm in the higher octaves. This realm was provided by the Great Law as a place of rest between embodiments for certain life streams who needed it. Some people who go out in great shock, some who pass out through violence, and a great many who go out in war conditions, entered this realm for a period of time. When we go into this realm in consciousness, just a little later this evening, you will see the tenderness and solicitude with which the angel divas watch this realm of the sleepers. These divas pour their sweet anointing upon the bodies of those who are there, and when those individuals awaken, they are given the vacation period of which I spoke before. In due time, there is no hurry, the karmic messenger will come, and these souls will receive their call to appear before the karmic board. In the lower realm of the sleepers, you will find those who are seeking escape. As you descend, you will see how the bodies, rather than being lifelike, as if just in rest and sleep, become more like the atrophied stone in color, and there is a resistance to an endeavor or attempt to be awakened. We shall ask you to help us assist these tonight. Then we come to the earthbound, to whom there comes once in every year one of the karmic messengers who offers the scroll of opportunity. The earthbound have consistently refused this. They are not vicious enough for the compound, but they are those who, either by lust, appetite, hate, or physical love, are very enamored of the earth and its people. They exist on the magnetism of the living. Many of these earthbound souls, after they find that they get no attention from the living, begin to lose interest, for nearly always they are strong egotists. When they continue to pass unnoticed in homes where they have been usually the predominant figure, the magnetism weakens, and they can sometimes be coaxed into the halls of karma. Tonight, the Karmic Board has asked if you will go with us in consciousness into these realms and use your energies to make calls for these types of individuals, trying to get some of them to arise and take the scroll from the cosmic messenger. If you will just look for a moment into the halls of karma, you will see the magnificent doors are open. These messengers are coming down the steps in beautiful purple garments, carrying these scrolls of light. Each scroll is an opportunity for some individual to meet the judgment of his own life stream, be assigned to a period of expiation of his errors made on earth, and given a chance to receive an understanding of the law in some school or temple at inner levels, free will being the order of the day. These being unascended, we have thought that your energies might do for them that which we cannot do ourselves. First, we shall enter the realms of the sleepers, for these are the least difficult to be handled. You will see that each one is lying on a lovely couch, and that flame flowers that never die adorn the pillow. These flowers become blankets of roses, gardenias, violets, and so forth, covering these sleeping forms. As you watch in this realm of sleepers, you will see the divas who guard them, rhythmically pouring out the vials of light over their bodies. From time to time, a soul will arise from one couch or other as you arise from sleep in the morning. It will attempt to get its consciousness focused and be led by some angel diva to the realm where it will spend its vacation period. We need not be concerned particularly with these because they are pliable and quiescent. After a few weeks or months with their loved ones, they will willingly take the scroll from the hands of the karmic messenger. Now let us go down to those who have willed themselves to sleep. They have willed themselves not to awaken. Here you will see a sight that reminds you of an Egyptian sarcophagus in which the body lies, the form itself looking like stone. There is no warmth there, and only the flicker of the flame within the etheric body keeps them from the second death. Many have passed into the second death from this realm. Now, if you will please sing with sincere feeling, your opportunity to call to these deep, deep sleepers who are sleeping the sleep of escape, we shall see if they will arise. Around them in circular form stand the karmic messengers with their scrolls, and tonight we shall be grateful if even one comes from this realm of rebellion. The audience arose and sang Opportunity to Call, following which beloved Mother Mary called to the Karmic Board. In the name of the beloved and holy Jesus Christ, I call to you, O Karmic Board. I call to you on behalf of these, the sleepers, to accept the energies of these unascended beings here tonight. Set this energy up in a rhythm every hour until it becomes a flame, carrying the feeling of how marvelous and wonderful it is to serve life. Let that flame pass through their consciousness until its enthusiasm stirs each of these souls. Then let them come forth, magnify their Lord, fulfill their destiny, and become God-free. I thank you for your assistance and your calls, beloved friends. I would be so grateful if you would keep up this call individually and collectively when you have opportunity, until there is not one soul who is not eager to face his Lord and fulfill his destiny. Now, beloved ones, as the great karmic messengers wait in that realm of the sleepers, we expect activity there tonight. This mighty cause of Saint Germain is freedom, and the imprisoned flame within the hearts of these sleepers desires fulfillment. How would you like to be in a stone prison for 1,000,000 years, especially when you had a destiny to fulfill? Yet that etheric consciousness, so rebellious, so unwilling to proceed, refuses to allow opportunity. Tonight I speak directly to the flame in the heart of each of the sleepers. In the name of the ascended Jesus Christ, and in the name of the unascended mankind in this room, I have gathered friends for you, friends who will breathe on your heart flame. There is not one lying prone in this realm tonight who shall not stir and receive opportunity to expiate karma. Those of you who asked last night in your feelings how Orthodox people can expiate karma out of the body, when in the outer consciousness they do not know the use of the violet flame, will be interested to know that it is through the establishment of temple worship in the inner realms. There they use ordinary prayer force and devotional singing. This is utilized by the devas to melt away the karma in this realm until these people come to a knowledge of the sacred fire. These focuses of worship established in the astral and psychic realm are voluntarily entered into by all individuals who have not earned their ascension. Just as you go to church every hour if you want to, or perhaps you only wish to go on Christmas Eve or Easter, so do these people, through free will, have access to these focuses. The more karma they burn out through entering into the service there, the quicker are they free to go to a higher realm, and the better earth life will they receive when they incarnate again. It is just as it is here. The groups are provided, and some just cover the minimum of the law, while some avail themselves of every opportunity. The latter progress more quickly because through individual application for the good of the whole, the soul rises higher. When the Karmic Board assigns a soul to the sphere in which to dwell, it also assigns a minimum of service, just covering the law. But those who are alert take a greater length of time in service, and they proceed more rapidly. It is quite individual, the same as it is here. That question was in your minds last evening, and beloved Serapis asked me to answer it for you. Now we shall pass to the doors of a place that has frightened a good many, the compound. Here are those who choose no part of God. These individuals refused to accept the summons of the Karmic Board, but were too vital and developed to become sleepers. These have been corralled, so to speak, in the universe. Here they continue to grumble over their lot, although they are approached rhythmically, as I have said, with the invitation to appear in the halls of karma. These individuals know full well that they have quite a balance to pay to life and feel they may escape by refusing to so appear. As Serapis told you, the law is that you cannot take a new earth body until you have passed through the halls of karma, until you have expiated a certain amount of your creation. Then you are assigned to a new earth life. Tonight we are going to try something that has never been done before. We are going to call the blessings of the great central sun on the beings in the compound and upon the earthbound. I am going to ask you to join me in a deep heart prayer that those individuals come forth voluntarily and walk in dignity before the Karmic Board, finding that tribunal not so fierce as they had anticipated. Then let them get busy in redeeming their discordant creation of the past. Would you please take the song to the great central sun this evening? I speak directly to those in the compound and the earthbound. Beloved, you who have refused to accept the invitation of mercy from the hands of the angel, we love you. We are calling you now to your redemption. We are calling you forth to opportunity. For the earth which once was sweet to you, for the planet which you enjoyed, we ask that your individual life streams assume the responsibility of joining us as ladies and gentlemen. Join us in redeeming this earth, in redeeming the elemental kingdom. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing to hate. There is merely opportunity to use those very great faculties which you have developed through many ages. We have opened the doors of the compound tonight with love, and we invite you to accept your invitation from the hands of these divas in the name of the ascended Jesus Christ, in the name of unascended mankind who have loved you enough to make this call. Thus do the three realms, the realm before birth, the realm of incarnate life, and the realm after death, become one. When that veil is so severed that I may speak to you from above, you who are the bridge to those who are below, it has greatly hastened the progress of the evolution of this system. Editor's note. At the Christmas class, December 1954, all of those in the compound, as well as those in the sleepers realm, came out voluntarily, took their scrolls from the waiting divas, and went before the Karmic Board of their own free will. This allowed the complete dissolution of the compound and the returning of the sleepers realm to its original intent, which was to be a place of temporary rest for souls needing such assistance between embodiments. From now on, souls will only be allowed to remain in the sleeper's realm for 1 year at a time between physical embodiments. Now we turn to the other side of the scales, which is my activity of life. We come here to the magnificent experience at inner levels, after the life stream has passed through the halls of karma. As beloved Serapis told you, a group is examined and assigned to a sphere whose vibratory action is comfortable, a city atmosphere or a country one, whatever the person likes best. There the individual abides, proceeds for a certain time making new associations and affiliations, advancing rapidly or slowly according to his own free will, even as mankind do here. For instance, 2 souls are born the same minute. One accelerates to the point of the ascension in one embodiment, while the other retrogresses so that it passes out less advanced than it came in. The time of sojourn at inner levels is determined by many things. I cannot tire you tonight by too much detail, for much as you enjoy us, your senses do weary. Those of you who have served the light have forsworn your time in these realms, at least for the most part. We are speaking now of the average man. These people make new friends, and in time the etheric body, mirroring that which is around it, gradually throws off the appearance of age and takes on the appearance of those who have dwelt for a longer time in that sphere. Here they abide until the time comes when the same karmic board draws these souls before it. When this board feels that a sufficient amount of karma has been dissolved and enough time of rest for the souls has been given, when a sufficient amount of spiritual nourishment has entered the life stream, then come the messengers from the karmic board, signifying an opportunity for a new physical birth. These messengers come in the most exquisite light blue, the merry blue, which some of you love so much. The messengers carry with them the scroll with the blue upon it. Here again, it is somewhat difficult for these souls to accept the scroll and leave those with whom they have been having such a lovely and beneficial time. Partings are always difficult, and the inner levels are happy places. Yet sooner or later, when the angel in blue appears, the soul knows it is time for recall, time to go back again into the earth life. Early in the new year, right after beloved Sanat Kumara brings down the thought form and goes to Shambhala to design the pattern for the year, then the Board of Karma begins to select the life streams who must incarnate in that year. At the same time, individuals who want to incarnate, who are volunteers, present their petitions. The first few months of the year are engaged in preparing a possible influx of life streams for re-embodiment. A sifting and sorting goes on, and the ones are given opportunity to come in who can best serve the light pattern of the thought form for the year. In divine justice, others also are allowed to come in because of the work they have done at inner realms and the karma they have expiated. They have earned this opportunity. There are those sent in also who have the most difficult karma to balance. Then comes my opportunity to bless these souls through the creation of their new heart forms. Just a few months ago, some 300 million souls who sought re-embodiment performed a voluntary act in the Temple of the Sacred Heart. They stood before me and all pledged a vow to Sanat Kumara, each of them offering to do the best they could to serve him according to their light. Since that time, May 1954, we have been allowing some of these souls to take embodiment, and a great many are yet to take bodies. It is for these remaining ones that I am going to ask the Karmic Board for help, to see that they get better bodies than they have earned. Now, with your kind indulgence, we will turn our thought to the Karmic Board, and I shall make the call. If you will sing to them, it will amplify my petition. The audience sang the song, Great Karmic Board. Beloved Karmic Board, beloved Portia, and all those there assembled, I, Mary, speak to you on behalf of the life streams about to incarnate upon the planet Earth. I ask because this year, every life stream who is to incarnate voluntarily took a vow to serve Sanat Kumara well. For this reason, I ask that some special dispensation be granted for the purifying of the physical substance which the body elemental must use to create a vehicle. See that no more children come in this year in distorted forms, feeble-minded, or unable to provide the soul with opportunity to fulfill its vow. In the name of justice, they must have a mind and brain consciousness through which the soul can function, and bodies with faculties through which the soul can work. I ask in the name of life, in the name of mercy, in the name of God, for the purification of the substance in the bodies of the parents. This substance makes up the flesh garments of these children about to come in, and the elemental substance gathered by the builders of form must be purified with whatever intensity and power of the sacred fire is necessary. I ask you to see that every soul gets a firm, whole, perfect mind and body through which to function. Beloved Portia, as the goddess of opportunity, this call should come close to your heart. Can you not grant opportunity to these souls who have offered to serve the King of the world? Portia speaks. Beloved Mary, opportunity is in my hands. Opportunity is now yours to help. I give this request into your keeping. You are a mother, Mary, and you know that the conception of the child, held in the mind of the mother, is a great factor in the molding of that form within her body. You know, Mary, the appetites of the parents have a great effect upon the body elemental of that infant. Why do you not call to Gabriel, who gave you the Immaculate Concept of the God-child? Ask that his flaming substance enter the consciousness of every mother with child and every woman about to conceive. Coupling your Immaculate Concept with hers, you hold that immaculate pattern in her mind and that purity in her feelings. Life will respond, Mary. It always has, and it always will. Mother Mary. Thank you, beloved Portia. Before this night has fled, Gabriel shall stand beside every woman who has conceived and every potential mother. We shall direct that Immaculate Concept into the mind. Is there not something that can be done, Blessed Queen, for the elemental substance the soul has earned? Portia answers, Beloved Mary, our Lord Mahachohan, the great intelligence governing all elemental life, will no doubt command that life back into its original purity. He gives the first breath. Why do you not ask his assistance at the time of conception rather than birth? Then, with his giving this assistance, coupled with my beloved's, Saint Germain's, violet fire, let us see what can be done. Mother Mary. Beloved Portia, I am your sister and your servant. Great Queen of this new age, tonight these unascended life streams have gathered here and listened to us converse one with the other. I am asking them to send their love to you as well as to the entire Karmic Board through their simple song, Immaculate Conception. Then to send that Immaculate Conception into the mind of every pregnant woman and all who shall conceive this year. The audience sings. Mother Mary continues, We offer this energy to you, O Karmic Board. It is the life of unascended beings. Looking deep into their hearts, you will see that everyone here, without reservation, desires that every incoming child shall be free, clean, and perfect. Now, Portia, as we stand, I am going to speak directly to Gabriel. Mary speaks to Gabriel. Beloved Gabriel, friend of the ages, you who came to me in my hour of greatest trial, will you accept the commission suggested by beloved Portia, Queen of the Karmic Board? Will you come with me to the side of every woman who will give birth and each father who guards that incoming child? Will you help to project and sustain the Immaculate Concept in each mind? Beloved Gabriel, Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is still with thee, and always blessed art thou among all women. I am thy servant, as is every angel, diva, cherubim, and seraphim in heaven. Queen of the angels, I am thine to command. Mary speaks. We thank you, beloved Gabriel. Now, as these blessed ones again sing that song of the Immaculate Conception, let thy mighty flame go forth, north, east, south, and west. Let every angel of birth, every builder of form be alerted, and every parent receive the pressure of that contact. The audience arises and sings. I speak directly to the parents now. Parents of this race, everyone, everywhere. As there comes into your keeping a soul that has vowed to love God, accept the visitation of Gabriel and the love of Mary, and bring those children forth in light. Is it so strange to participate in activities that engage the subtle senses? No. Some sweet day in the not too far distant future, you will work in this way all the time. flashing from planet to planet under the direction of some great cosmic being, giving your vital energies where they are most required at the moment. You see, you are no longer earthbound. You are quite free. Today you functioned in the astral realm, in the psychic realm, in the lower heavens, and in the realms of birth. Yet your physical bodies did not move from this room. This is a very great service which you rendered here, which will go on all through the night and this weekend. And besides that, beloved ones, it is giving you certain training. I am hoping you can accept it as reality. I am hoping that you can know tonight that some soul has come out from the compound where life has not been known to progress for hundreds of thousands of years. Try to know that some soul will rise from a couch of almost petrified consciousness because of your calls, and that some being will be set free from the earthbound sphere. Try to realize that somewhere, when a baby cries, its body will be more perfect and its mind more clear because you were here tonight. Now I am at liberty to tell you that for each one of you here, at least one soul will be released from these various places spoken of above. 1 for 1. Think what that will do for the compound. Think what it will do for the realm of the sleepers. Think what it will do for the earthbound. Think what it will do for some soul otherwise destined for a lame body who will now walk in a straight, perfect form and have a good mind because you chose to enter this room. If you never did another thing in this embodiment, you have served well tonight. Thank you for your kind acceptance of my words and your feelings, and I shall say adieu. In the name of my own beloved son and myself, good evening.